There is a force in the universe that is more powerful than electricity, more enduring than stone, and more vibrant than the sun itself. It is a force that does not belong to the physical world, yet it has the authority to shape the physical world. No man can ever estimate the power of the will. The power can be measured, but we cannot estimate it. This means that whatever limits you have placed on your own potential, whatever ceiling you have built over your own head is false. It is an underestimation. We are told that the will is part of the divine nature. It is all of a piece with the power of creation. This is not merely a poetic sentiment. It is a fundamental truth of your existence. To understand your own life, you must understand the nature of the Creator. When we look at the origin of all things, we do not see labor. We do not see God sweating or struggling. We see a command. We speak of God's fiat. Fiat lux et lux erat. Let light be, and light was. The separation between the thought and the reality was instant. The command was absolute. The darkness did not argue. The void did not negotiate. The Creator spoke, and the universe obeyed. This is the ultimate expression of power, the ability to impose order onto chaos simply through the authority of the Spirit. And here is the revelation that should shake the foundations of your life today. Man has his fiat. You have your fiat. You have been made in the image of the Creator, which means you have inherited the family trade, the trade of creation, the trade of transformation. The achievements of history have been the choices, the determinations, the creations of the human will. Look back at the tapestry of human history. What is it? It is not a random series of accidents. It is not a list of weather patterns or geological shifts. History is the biography of the human will. Every great civilization, every cathedral, every revolution, every scientific breakthrough, these things did not happen because the wind blew in a certain direction. They happened because a human being or a group of human beings looked at the world as it was and said, "No, I will make it different." They stood in the face of impossibility. They stood in the face of "it cannot be done," and they issued their fiat. They said, "Let there be freedom." They said, "Let there be flight." They said, "Let there be a cure." And through the relentless, indomitable pressure of their will, the reality shifted. You must realize that you are not a passive observer in your own life. You are not a member of the audience. You are the writer, the director, and the lead actor. But too many of us have forgotten our divine nature. We act as if we are victims of circumstance. We look at our bank accounts, our relationships, our bodies, and our careers, and we shrug our shoulders. We say, "This is just how it is." That is a lie. Is a fluid concept. Is temporary. What is today can be changed tomorrow if you summon the will to change it. When you accept your current situation as permanent, you are denying your divine nature. You are burying your talent in the ground. You are refusing to use the fiat that was gifted to you. Consider the word indomitable. It comes from the Latin word meant to tame or to dominate. To be indomitable means you cannot be tamed. You cannot be put in a cage. You cannot be forced to submit. The world will try to tame you. It will try to make you average. It will try to make you quiet. It will try to make you fit into a box that is comfortable for everyone else. Resistance is the cage. Fear is the cage. Laziness is the cage. But the will is the wild, divine spark that refuses the cage. Babcock says, "The achievements of history have been the choices." Note that word, choices. A choice is a severance. When you make a real choice, you cut off every other option. You burn the bridges. If you choose to be healthy, you cut off the option of laziness. If you choose to be successful, you cut off the option of mediocrity. If you choose to be faithful, you cut off the option of betrayal. The power of the will is found in the singular focus of the choice. Many people have desires. Desires are cheap. Everyone desires to be rich, fit, and happy. Desires are like clouds. They drift in and out, changing shape, disappearing when the sun gets too hot. But the will? The will is a mountain. The will does not drift. It stands. It endures the storm. It endures the heat. It endures the cold. It remains. When you engage your will, you are engaging the engine of reality creation. You are taking the invisible ambition inside your heart and forcing it to become visible matter. This is a difficult process. It is not magic. It is labor. But it is a divine labor. Why do we suffer from anxiety? Why do we suffer from a sense of meaninglessness? Often, it is because there is a gap between what we know we can do and what we are actually doing. That gap is a vacuum, and that vacuum is filled with pain. The only way to close the gap is through the will. You must learn to speak your own fiat. When you wake up in the morning and you feel the weight of the world, you have a decision to make. You can let the world dictate your mood, or you can dictate the world's impact on you. You can say, "Let there be strength." You can say, "Let there be discipline." This is not about shouting at the sky. It is about a quiet, iron resolve in the soul. It is the refusal to accept less than what you were created for. Think of the artist staring at a block of marble. To the ordinary eye, it is just a rock. It is cold, hard, and shapeless. But the artist sees the angel inside. The artist has a vision, but the vision is not enough. The vision cannot free the angel. The artist must take up the hammer and the chisel. He must strike the stone. He must strike it again and again and again, 10,000 times. His hands will blister. His arms will ache. The dust will fill his lungs. Why does he continue? Why does he not walk away? Because his will is stronger than the stone. The stone is stubborn, but the spirit is indomitable. Eventually, the stone yields. The stone has no choice but to yield, and the angel is revealed. Your life is that block of marble. Your potential is the angel trapped inside. The problems you face, the debt, the addiction, the fear, the failure, that is the excess stone. You are the artist. Your will is the hammer. If you stop striking, the angel remains trapped forever. If you give up because your hands are tired, the masterpiece is never born. You must realize that the resistance you feel is not a sign to stop. It is the friction of creation. You cannot create fire without friction. You cannot build muscle without tension. You cannot build a life without the resistance of the will. No man can ever estimate the power of the will. You do not know how strong you are. You have never truly tested the outer limits of your capacity. You stop when it gets uncomfortable. You stop when it gets scary. But what if you didn't? What if, just once, you decided to see what is on the other side of your perceived limit? That is where the miracles happen. That is where the divine nature takes over. When you exhaust your physical resources and you keep going anyway, you tap into a spiritual reservoir. You tap into the power that spins the planets. You tap into the power that rose from the grave. You align yourself with the movement of the universe itself, which is always moving toward growth, always moving toward light. Fiat Lux et Lux erat. Light was the first creation because light allows us to see. Your will brings light to your life. When you live without will, you live in darkness. You stumble, you fall, you are confused. But when you turn on the will, clarity comes. You see the path. You see the goal. You see the obstacles not as walls, but as hurdles. The achievements of history are your heritage. You come from a long line of overcomers. Your ancestors survived famines, wars, plagues, and disasters so that you could be here today. Their will flows through your veins. Do not let that fire go out. Do not let the comfort of the modern world extinguish the ancient flame of the human spirit. You have a contribution to make. There is something that only you can do. There is a song only you can write, a business only you can build, a child only you can raise, a word only you can speak. But it will not happen by accident. It will happen by decision. It will happen when you look in the mirror and realize that you are not merely flesh and bone. You are spirit. You are power. You are a creator. Today is the day of the Fiat. Today is the day you stop hoping and start commanding. Command your focus. Command your habits. Command your attitude. Do not wait for the perfect time. The Creator did not wait for the void to clean itself up before He spoke light into it. He spoke into the darkness. You must do the same. Speak into the chaos of your life. Impose your will upon it. Bring order. Bring beauty. Bring purpose. The power is yours. It has always been yours. It was given to you before you took your first breath. It is the indomitable, unshakable, unbreakable power of the will. Use it. Let the historians of the future look back at your life and say, here was a person who made a choice. Here was a person who did not drift. Here was a person who understood their divine nature. Let your life be the proof. Let your achievements be the evidence. Fiat Lux, let there be light. Fiat voluntas tua, let your will be done.